Wow, hey everybody, it's Stockbroker94. It's been a bit. And as you can see, I still don't have any good editing software, so yes, we are stuck with somewhat a derpy setup. But welcome back to AMD Eyefinity on War Thunder. There's actually been a couple changes, and the most keen of you, perhaps some of you with wide monitors or ultra-wide monitors can probably tell, we have a couple of differences here. The first of which is I now have three 1080p monitors. For frame of reference, this line here separates two monitors, and on this side of that line, we have an on-brand monitor that I got at Walmart for about $66 at the discount section because I guess somebody couldn't figure it out. On this side of that line, we have the middle Acer monitor, and it's just the nicer of the ones. I believe it's 75 hertz refresh rate, but nothing crazy. I got this one for about $70 online. And then right about here, we have a third on-brand monitor that, again, I got from at Walmart for around $66, again, at the discount section. Took me a while to find that one. So for, oh God, shouldn't need a calculator for basic math like this. My brain hurts. It is early in the morning. Please forgive me. I am going to pull up my calculator. Yes, for about $202, give or take, we managed to have ourselves a pretty nice ultra-wide setup. And thanks to AMD Eyefinity, that's about 5760 by 1080. That is a nice full experience. You wouldn't know it because you couldn't see it the last time. It only records what the actual resolution is. About up to here last time, there's a black bar on this monitor and this monitor that had basically to match the resolution of the monitor we had over here. That was about 720p, give or take. Max resolution on that one, I think it was like 900, but rough resolutions is what we're talking about here. And now we have access to that full 1080 vertical resolution. Again, this is still probably going to look really bad on most people's setups. Unless you happen to have an ultra wide, in which case you're still gonna have a black bar on the top and the bottom probably, but yeah, otherwise it looks really fantastic. I'm gonna let it actually go back in this rotating demo mode here for a bit because I must say, even though the settings aren't as cranked up as it could be, I think it looks pretty spectacular. Now you might be asking yourself, can a 480 display this resolution? Yes. Can it do it with decent graphics? Yes. Can it do it with high frame rate? I don't know, because I'm not running the 480 anymore. I'm actually running an RX 5700 XT. I managed to get that from a friend. Everything I do is budget, by the way. I'm usually used. I actually managed to get that from a friend of mine who was running. We were both running Xeon rigs at some point, but I sold mine a while ago. Both of them were using Gigabyte X99 chipset motherboards, 2011-3 compatible. And we both got engineering sample Xeons off of eBay. I had a 12-core, he had a 14-core. Well, I sold mine long before his ever actually quit on him. He had bought the 5700 XT for folding at home purposes and doesn't really game a whole lot. And when he bought an additional RTX 2060, his computer failed on him. And it's a bit odd, I must say. I don't know why that would have happened, but I said, hey, I want to get rid of this. What rig was it? Oh God, it was a pre-built i5 configuration that I put an aftermarket power supply, a couple fans into, and I managed to sell for around $400. I wasn't asking too much, I don't think. But yeah, managed to put it in that rig, and I said, hey, I need a new graphics card. Can I buy that 5700 XT off of you? He said, sure. And he actually gave a pretty good deal on it because he wasn't accounting for this nonsense where people are asking way too much for their graphics cards because of the losers that buy the cards for cryptocurrency mining. And I actually got the 5700 XT for about $250, and he actually threw in the 2060 as well because his computer was completely kaput. So pretty solid deal there. I don't really have much to do with the 2060 right now, but I will figure out something. So we'll figure that out later. Now, gaming with the 5700 XT, I noticed at this resolution is really buttery smooth. However, I've not recorded and watched any gameplay. I might be smart enough to do that at some point. But for now, this is, you guys are seeing this for the first time while recording, as I am. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to a nice easy custom battle. So I'm just going to check a couple things, make sure, yes, we're still recording good. Let's just go to this one. This is a nice one. And you know what? Screw it. We'll go with Whirlwind P9. Now, fair warning, we might have some weird issues, you know, connection-wise, because for whatever reason, Gaijin just can't get their stuff together with their servers. You ask me personally, I think they're paying their employees possibly too much so they can spend that money on, well, let's just say unspeakable items for personal pleasure. But that's just my opinion. Now, let's go for the Immortality spawn. We don't really want to be bothered while we're just trying out our new settings here. So here we go. 5760 by 1080. Right now registering around 60 FPS. Feels pretty smooth. I don't think it's too juddery, but again, I have also not recorded while doing this. When you're not recording, hell yeah, we're getting well over 100 FPS with this card. And that's despite the bottleneck that my non-overclocked Ryzen 7 1700 is providing. And I think at the higher resolution, I think it eases up on that bottleneck because it puts more of a load on the graphics card, unless I completely misunderstand how that works, which, by the way, is entirely possible. Let's go for the speed boost here. Why not? I hope this is a speed boost. We'll find out. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Speed boost. Wow. This does feel pretty nice, I must say. I don't think we'll be able to thread that from this angle. I don't actually fly too much. So fair heads up to you guys who are like, you could easily pull that off. I'm like, yeah, if I had, you know, reflexes that weren't equivalent of roadkill, sure. But I am not a phenomenal player, especially with planes. And I only got this because of the one event where you could earn one. I never played so much in quite a while. So yes, we are not a top tier plane flyer, but nonetheless, I think we can thread a loop here. Let's nice. Yeah, look at that. Let's let the smoke out here behind us. Neat. So, what can I say about AMD Eyefinity with this setup? It's a lot more plausible with this setup, for one. For two, I think it's pretty viable if you can't afford a really expensive monitor and you still want to play a nice ultra-wide setup, because this does provide pretty strategic advantage. And it also gets really immersive. I tried this setup with... Actually, that's a good idea. I should try it. I'll make a recording of it. I tried this setup. I didn't quite have enough time to get back into Forza Horizon 4 because every time I get into it, something happens with my computer, and I got to get rid of I got to reset my entire OS. But nonetheless, I tried it with that particular setup, and Forza Horizon 4, when you've got ultra-wide setup, is really immersive as opposed to a single monitor. I'm sure it's just as immersive on a single curved monitor, but again, I can't afford one of those. So, viable if you can't afford that, and hell, maybe somebody out there can make a video showing me how to really do it with with 3 ultra-wide curved monitors. I don't know. Maybe somebody out there can really test the full ability of AMD Eyefinity. I don't know, but it'd be really cool either way. I could not thread that. You know what? Let's back out here and try let's try a tank. Now, again, I've been having nothing but weird packet loss issues. That's led to my kill to death ratio going kind of sideways. I'm obviously not very good. Yeah. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, duh. Okay, USA and Russia. Now, as far as my best vehicle in the game, that belongs to my T28 because I'm not very good, but if I know how to front. I know how to basically just charge the enemy head on and take some hits. That's my play style. It's not very good. Now, if we're going for most kills, oh god, my M2A4. Oh, that was my starter tank. That kind of makes sense. But if you look here at my T72AV terms, 138 kills to 60 deaths. Not bad, not bad. I should check the math on that to see if that's better. But yeah, obviously I'm not very good at the game, so I have to rely on some of the more overpowered tanks. Fully willing to admit that too. I'm not just going to pretend I'm amazing at the game and everyone else just needs to get on my level. I'm not good at the game. I need as much help as I can get. I need as much armor as I can get. My glasses don't give me very good what is that? Side vision. God, I am really blanking right now. Sorry you have to see this part of me. Well, my depth perception, for one, isn't very good. My peripheral vision is also not very good. That's what I was looking for, peripheral vision. Let's do immortality spawn. I'm not looking to kill people. I'm just wanting to showcase AMD Eyefinity. Although it is nice knowing I still have artillery, I think. Not that you can use it usually in these custom battles. Look at all the turrets around here. Oh my god. Guy's using T90A. Cool. He's probably going to shoot at me. That's another thing. I like going in these custom battles, not so I can shoot people for no reason, but just so I can have fun. Some of these battles have ramps set up, and you can just do all sorts of silly stuff. You wouldn't know that just with how sweaty some people get in these, but yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. I like trying to jump my tanks. And you'll notice this does give you a pretty unrivaled peripheral vision and side vision. It does stretch out a bit weirdly, but I mean, if you're not used to it, yeah, it looks weird, but when you get used to it, it really works, and it's easy to get used to. Not unlike driving a vehicle you're not quite used to. Maybe you go from a compact car, or in my case, random, I guess, and somewhat unrelated example, but an example nonetheless. I went from driving a 2006 Ford Escape, which isn't like a high vehicle, but it's higher than the current vehicle I'm driving. I went from that Escape to a 2006 Crown Victoria. So I went from average height SUV, fairly short wheelbase, front-wheel drive, to rear-wheel drive, four-door sedan, about the size of most cargo ships. And it was a change, but you can get used to it pretty easily. And so if you go from a single monitor setup to this ultra-wide setup, honestly, it's not that bad. It doesn't take a whole lot of getting used to, and it's fine. Ooh, some guy brought a T95. I could have brought my T28. Yep. Let's go up this ramp here. Now, right now we're getting about 60 FPS for an average. Again, it would be higher if we weren't recording. I know that because I have taken this out before without recording, but that's fine. And, of course, I'm not the best tank driver in the world either. This crew is up to, I think, level 115 or something like that, so I've got a lot of grinding to do yet. And I might do some more grinding later today. I don't think I'll stream or anything, but I might do some highlight type deal if I can figure that out. Now, again, this does provide a strategic advantage. Let's say I'm trying to see around this corner. Obviously, everyone knows you can do that, but you don't have to do it quite as badly. And you get this beautiful field of view. If you look to your left, you can see quite handily around this wall. And I must say, that is pretty rewarding. If you don't mind the mild frame drop just from pulling that off. And as you can see, it doesn't put your mini-map off to the side, and it doesn't put your... It doesn't mess with your user interface, and maybe you can offer some settings to do that. I don't know. I've not tried it out. I'm not going to. But it still makes the game very playable. The only thing it sets off to the side is your packet loss, ping in FPS. Obviously nothing else on the monitor to the furthest right. But all in all... Oh god, I've done it. Oh, look at that. Skills. All in all, I think it's a pretty viable setup. If you really want to do some ultra-wide gaming, honestly, I say go for it. 10 out of 10. Now, I did actually try the RTX 2060. And for the life of me, and I think it's mainly because I've only been running AMD cards for the longest time, I couldn't figure out how to do the same thing. I obviously you can set multiple monitors to run out of that single card, but to get them to work together like this, I couldn't figure it out. And again, I'm not familiar and super intimate with NVIDIA setups, so that could be it. But overall, I like this setup. I do plan on playing with it because even while you're playing, the FPS isn't bad. It's pretty minimal loss, especially when you're not recording. So with all that being said, I think I'm going to bring this recording to a close. If you guys have any requests or want to see maybe some streaming or anything like that, drop a comment, leave a like, subscribe, become a stalker today, and of course, we'll see you in the next video. Take care.